the masses would complain, just a second? Can't they disappear forever?
Well, a boy's best friend is his mother.
Aww.
Get away from her, you bitch!
Yes.
Nice.
Very nice.
Whoa, wait, where's everybody? There we go. Hello.
Hi.
We seem to have 6 people watching so far.
All right.
6 people.
Yeah. How y'all doing?
So I just had to make that intro from the movies that I already had on my hard drive, so that's why it's all weird horror movies mostly.
No, but I loved it.
Moms.
It was perfect.
Yeah, they were
That
moms.
was
You got me
phenomenal.
right here in the field.
Even Ellen Ripley is a surrogate mom in that movie.
Exactly.
It
still counts.
Yeah.
Wait,
Oh,
don't Marjorie Green Taylor this one.
Oh, come on.
Did-
Hello,
you talk-
Tom.
Sorry.
You messed her name up on purpose.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Zuper's here. Hello, Zuper.
Super.
Ooh.
Okay, so today, like last time we all streamed together, we did the best movie dads. We tried to get the movie moms done last month when it was it like Women's Month or whatever?
Yeah.
But we just couldn't make it work. Scheduling, it happens. So we're doing it today. And let's see. Got a couple other people in here. Hello, Indy.
I am the best mom.
Super is super.
I was gonna say, can we bring up Mr. Mom again, or is that
Dads can be moms too.
Yeah.
I thought about bringing up.
Nursing gets complicated, but yeah.
Yeah.
So this time, I think we're gonna try to stick to just movie moms. Although I've got one on my list that's kind of a cheat. But
Probably the same one I have.
Yeah. But we'll just go ahead and get started. I figure we'll just go around, but we're going to start with Scott because he's the overachiever. Apparently his list is 40 names long. So yeah, Scott, you just tell us somebody on your list. And Kevin Costner is not a mom, okay?
Just
he will
just
be
'cause
the
you
mom
want
of
him.
my children one day.
Oh, Schwarzenegger, yeah, actually would be a candidate because
Junior.
Oh,
yeah. Didn't even think about that one.
I know. I didn't even think about that. That was great, Zoo. Okay, I'll start. So Leah Thompson, Lorraine McFly on Back to the Future.
Ah,
Mm-hmm.
That's a good one. Yeah. Although like in the first movie, she starts out, she's kind of she's not a deadbeat mom, but she's kind of like at the end of a rope 80s mom. She's just smoking a cigarette, doesn't really give a shit about anything.
drinking whiskey and smoking.
Try to keep my language down. PG, gotta be PG. Although I don't monetize these live streams, so it's really not that big of a deal.
But like, yeah, no. And then the thing that I love about it is that, especially in that movie, is it shows again, like so much of the like the moms that I bring up and that I have on my list and what have you, like really shows like I hate the concept of bad moms or bad dads, because to me, like, that's a judgment that we're making based on like not being able to walk on their shoes. And to me, that movie just shows like how things in our lives can really impact our ability to be a quality, like the mom or dad that we want to be. And so that's why I think that's such a great example that when things start to, like, if there's a few changes in our lives, it could really make a significant impact in who we become. Right. And so
Absolutely. Yeah.
the mental health guy always had to bring up like connected to like, you know, like, yeah, just we got to work on ourselves to be the people that we want to be. So anyways, I'll pass it along.
Oh, Tom, the hungry jerk, is here.
Oh,
Okay, so we're going to go in a circle. So that means which way you want to go? You want to go clockwise? You want to go counterclockwise?
Clockwise.
All right, so I guess that's me. Let me pull out my phone because my list is on my phone. Well, okay, she was already in the intro and she's already been mentioned in the comments. So I'll just go ahead and say Ellen Ripley.
Nice.
Yep.
She was on my list too.
Of course. I mean, she's just a surrogate mom. Like, she is an actual mom, but her daughter died of old age if you watch the uncut version. But the way she handles Newt is she's such a badass mom. I mean, it's great. She's only a mom for a few days, really, but I don't know. You can't argue with her, right?
I mean, she could have gone and hidden behind that door and just been like, "Yeah, I'm done with all of them. We're going to depressurize the cargo bay from the other side of this wall and just let it be." But no, she goes back out there in the loader and she takes on that mean thing. Get away from her, you female dog. I mean,
I think we can say that. I think we can say bitch. That's PG, right?
Her, you bitch. Anyway, so yeah, I mean, you know, she's a good mom. I mean, any mom that would take on a queen alien the size of half the size of an elephant would, is that's a good mom.
Amen. Anybody else have anything else to add about Ellen Ripley? Because come on, she's great.
Of course.
Yeah.
I mean,
There's a lot of things to say about her.
Sigourney Weaver in general. I mean, they go Ghostbusters. She was a good mom then, too.
Oh,
Yeah, true. Yeah, there you go.
Although she should have picked better babysitters.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Good call on that one, Joe. I forgot about that. I forgot
Ghostbusters too.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. Like to me, like that, kind of like we were saying with a lot of the dads, like going to that nth degree to take care of, the next generation. So.
Yeah.
Technically, maybe.
No, he was no. I would say he would be like the seahorse, right? Because he didn't.
He's really just a surrogate mom. Again.
Yeah. Like
He
I was
wasn't around
the
after
word.
the birth to raise the child or anything.
That's
He just
he gave up.
he just gave up
He
right
just
there on the
quit.
table.
His body gave out.
The loser.
Okay, so I guess it's your turn, Damien.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna start with number 2 on my list because I completely forgot about some of my favorite movies in the last one until Joe brought it up. So I'm gonna bring up Ellen Griswold from the Vacation movies.
I assumed that was going to be the top of your list.
Because I mean, the entire time she has to put up with her husband. She's got to put up with all of Clark's shenanigans through the entire thing, through all of the movies. And I mean, and she sticks with them, and she loves her family and cares about them and all that stuff. So, she's a good mom.
It's Beverly D'Angelo. Like,
well, that too, yes.
Who
And
didn't have a crush on her?
That
Good
scene,
Lord.
that scene in the bedroom scene in friggin' Christmas Vacation. Oh,
Yeah. And again, like it's one of those like, wait, you're really gonna flirt with like the checkout lady? Like,
yeah.
Come on, man. You got Beverly D'Angelo. Everybody wanting the strange.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right, Joe.
Me? Go Sarah Connor.
Ah, yeah,
Also
another
on
good
my
one.
list.
That was also on my list. Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
Yep.
Great job.
Especially from Terminator 2. Yeah.
Yes, specifically
Yes.
Terminator 2 of all of them.
Yes.
I'm just waiting for Eric to like make his little comment, but no, like.
I'm good.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Joe.
Oh, it's just just the sacrifice everything to make sure her kid is protected at all costs. I mean, regardless of like you go to the TV show, you go to through the movies.
Oh, right, the TV show. She's really good in the TV show.
Yes, it's just have to protect the future and her son, at all costs, regardless.
Yeah, she's
Teaching
trying to
her son
protect
how
the
to
entire
defend
human
himself.
race.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How to be a badass.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yes.
Even if it traumatizes him, but he needs to be traumatized a little because he's got to face the apocalypse, right?
Yeah.
Right.
And yeah, I think everything she did was for her son, really. Like, yeah,
Mhm.
technically it was for the human race, but really it was for her son.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
good
her
mom.
son did, in fact, save humanity. Yes.
Yes.
So when you bring up
So-
the TV show, are you talking about the Lena Headey, like Sarah Connor Chronicles, or
Yes.
a different show? Oh, okay, okay, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Because I was like, wait, did Linda Hamilton also do a TV show version? Like, I was like, oh, I knew about Lena Headey,
No,
but
the
like, oh my goodness, I got to see that.
only thing Linda Hamilton I can think of TV wise was like, wasn't she
Beauty
like
and the
Beauty and the Beast? Yeah.
Oh, yeah. With
My
the
mom loved that show.
Perlman.
Talking about
Ron
moms.
Perlman.
My mom loved
Mhm.
that show.
Oh, I love that show. Back in the 80s. No, like, yeah.
And
no.
I liked her acting in the last Terminator movie, but like her character was kind of nerfed from like who she was in Terminator 2. I don't know. Like I felt like her character wasn't consistent, but she acted great. Like Linda Hamilton's fantastic. And she's a good mom. So there you go. Although that movie, spoiler alert for the first 5 minutes of the last Terminator movie, it starts with John Connor being blown away. So because she's
Mhm.
getting drinks on the beach. I don't know. It's stupid.
You mean
She
an
slipped a
eighth
little
movie
bit.
in a
She slipped a
series
little.
starts to get bad? We're running out of ideas. Listen, like, what do we do want to do this?
Blow everybody up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
What's gonna be going on when they blow up? I don't know. Drinking some Mai Tais, maybe?
Okay, Scott, it's your turn again.
Okay. I'm gonna bring up. Let's see. Where is she? Here we go. Cher as Rusty Dennis in Mask with Eric Stoltz.
On my list.
Sorry,
Never seen it, so I have no
Are you
opinion.
serious?
I don't think I've
Yeah.
seen it either.
You've never
Yeah.
seen Mask?
Eric Stoltz.
I mean, I know
got
what it
that
is.
big
It's the one with
face.
the guy with the face.
Yeah, I've
Yeah.
seen that years ago. Years
Yeah.
ago. Yeah.
Like, come on,
Yeah.
any mom
was
that
a
can
great
love
mom in
that
that one,
ugly
yeah.
boy. Like, truly a face
But
that
that's
only
her
a mom
little
can love.
angel. I mean,
No,
she has
no.
to.
No, I think no, and on top of it, like I know, like he gets like, but I'm like, I'd be friends with that dude. He's like, what the fuck? Like,
He's
cool.
nice.
Yeah, like I don't like, and like, but no, like she is like, I think she really does an excellent job. I think like I rip on Cher a little bit, like in my
Mhm.
daily life, like making a Cher joke here and there, but like I think there's like certain movies that really exemplify like her quality as an actress, and that one is definitely one of them, where she's a single mom, she's part of this like biker culture and stuff like that. She's, she's not Linda Hamilton like badass, but she's a tough lady, like, and she doesn't put up with crap, and she kind of teaches him like this balance between compassion, like allows him to be him and loves him for being him, and then also like is like, you know what, don't give a blank about these people, like you're better than this. And so like I absolutely loved her in that.
Okay.
Yeah, she definitely
Cool.
taught him some good lessons and how to
Yep.
deal with problems and so on and so forth. I think, yeah, it's a good pick. One I wouldn't have even thought of because it's been so long since I've heard or seen that movie, I should say. So, yeah. Anybody
Okay.
else? All right,
Yeah.
Up to you, Eric.
Because I haven't seen it, so I have no opinion.
Go see it. It's a
yeah, go
great
see it.
movie.
It's a
Yeah.
good movie. Yeah,
Yeah, really good movie.
old, but it's
Yeah.
it's good. Yeah.
Okay. Well, me and Damien were talking before we started, like in the green room, I guess you could say. And we were talking about actresses that we thought of, and Sally Field is like the quintessential mom. So I'm going to just name one of her roles as a mom, but I've got more on my list. But because it was already brought up by Baked Bean,
Yeah.
Mrs. Gump,
Mrs. Gump. Yeah.
Forrest Gump's mom, one of the greatest moms in movie history, in my opinion. She's fantastic. And the things she does for her son, including
She
letting him
really
hear
cares
it.
about his education.
She really cares about the education.
Yes.
Mhm.
But no, again, she's just very nurturing, and she teaches Forrest a lot of lessons and doesn't let his special needs get in the way of him living a normal life, as normal as she can make it, you know? And she's doing her best she's a single mom in that, right? Like,
Yeah.
there's no
Yeah.
dad.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she runs like a little hostel thing or whatever.
Mr. Gump,
Right.
Mr. Gump's on vacation. Remember?
Right.
He's on
And then
vacation.
when she dies, it's just so sad, so
Yeah.
awful. But, you know,
Mhm.
she's great. I mean, she's just like the epitome of mom in that movie.
And
Yeah.
without all of her little sayings, there would be no "Life is like a box of chocolates." You never know what
Exactly.
you're gonna
Oh,
get.
no. That's not even my favorite one that she does. My favorite one is that prostitutes are like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get. And so I'm like, that's a life lesson.
Like you never know which
Oh.
disease you're gonna get, or you never know.
No, you never know what you're going to get. You just
Yeah,
never
yeah.
know what you're going to get. The whole shebang. And I
Mhm.
think that's an important thing for all of us to know, especially
Mhm.
as young men. Really, really like, no. But like, the thing also that I love about it is that we all know that he's a special needs child, right?
Right.
And he lives his life without ever, like, I think he's aware, but also like not aware, in the sense that it's not something that he uses to identify himself,
Yeah.
but
Exactly.
rather
It doesn't
something
identify.
that it's something that's there, but it like, again, and because of that, he's able to like do so much in his life. So I think she's a great example
Mhm.
of parenting, and also parenting a special needs child who then like has a very intelligent child of his own that, you know, and I don't think we brought up Forrest Gump as a dad, like in the
That's
last
true.
movie.
We
Yeah.
didn't. You're right. Yeah.
We failed.
And he's a good
Uh,
dad. Yeah.
No, and he's a really good dad,
Yeah, he
right?
was.
Absolutely.
Especially for a special needs man raising a child of exceptional intelligence. I think that's Haley Joel Osment.
Is it really?
I think maybe. Don't quote me on that. I'll have to look it up. But
Somebody
like,
look it up.
yeah, I'm doing it right now.
Put it in the
but-
comments.
But no, like I think that it's you know, he's able to, like, because of everything. Yeah, it is Haley Joel Osment, and so like because of everything that she taught him, he's able to pass this down and help, you know, his child, you know, when a lot of people may not feel like he'd be appropriate one. So, or appropriate dad for him and stuff. And so, yeah, I think she's awesome.
Okay. Yeah.
And I want to acknowledge Zoop when he brought up Steel Magnolias, because that was one of the most touching movies, I think, growing up.
Yeah.
That my mom used to watch a lot.
Yeah. I think we watched a lot in my house too. Definitely. And Sally Field's been a mom in a lot of things, like
Yeah.
a lot.
Yeah.
Mrs. Doubtfire.
Mrs. Doubtfire.
Yeah,
right?
that's right.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
she
forgot
was.
about that one. Yeah.
But in that one, she was a little, you know, not
It's
wanting.
not great.
Yeah, it's kind of. You can kind of see it from her point of view, but also from, you know, from the father's point of view on that one. So
Yeah, it's just the relationship's kind of grown apart a little bit.
Yeah.
She kind of lost the fun, you know.
yeah,
Didn't
but
kind of ground herself.
the whole
in-
her supporting the idea of the kids not getting to see him, you know, more
Yeah.
often, it just kind of doesn't sit well with me.
Oh, I
Yeah.
agree.
But that's just
But
the character.
I was just
so.
thinking the reasoning for the
Yeah.
relationship falling apart.
Yeah,
I
well,
mean, how can you
yeah.
not like stay in love with Robin Williams? I mean, come on.
Some people just don't like to have fun, I guess, you know.
Oh no, he threw a ridiculous birthday party that everybody had a blast at. I'm going to divorce you now.
Yeah, because you're so irresponsible. You know?
That goes back to that, like, Beverly D'Angelo, like, comment, like how are you flirting with the checkout chick when you've got that, like, how, like, look,
Mhm.
an eccentric dad who's not entirely responsible and hasn't grown up, like,
Have any of us grown up? Like, really?
No. Mm-mm.
Sorry, that was my church alarm.
It sounded like Epcot.
No church today. No,
Okay.
sorry about that.
All right. So let's move. Am
While
I
he's
next?
doing his thing, Damien.
Yeah,
Yep,
okay.
you're next.
I'm gonna move on to number 1 on my list is Morticia Adams. We had
Which
Gomez
one?
Adams in the last one about dads, and Morticia Adams is just as much of a good mom as Gomez was a good dad.
Yeah.
So because she's
Which one?
from the Addams Family movies, that specific Morticia, but I mean all of them have been good in some way or another. So, but in the
Angelica
movies,
Houston.
yeah.
Thank you. I couldn't remember the name. It was
Sorry,
driving me crazy.
Houston. I should have said so. But yeah, she's she supports her kids in everything. Even like, oh, don't use this poison, use this one instead. Or, with the whole knife thing, and she's like, no, that's not big enough. She gets a big cleaver down for him and stuff. It's like she's just trying to help them out. Be the best kids they can be.
True unconditional love.
True, yeah.
And she's a great wife too. Like,
Oh,
very
excellent
loving
wife.
relationship.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah, her and Gomez got something that like we can all envy, So
Something very special.
Yeah. So yeah, she's a great mom, great wife. Yeah, just that whole dynamic in that movie is
I will say that the animated movies, the more recent ones, aren't great, but Charlize Theron is actually really good as Morticia.
Okay.
Yeah.
I haven't seen the animated.
I neither have I.
Wait, was she Morticia in the most recent animated?
Yeah, she's Morticia in the most recent animated movie.
Oh, I forgot about that. She's like, she's really good in that one. She actually is, yeah.
But I did dig Catherine Zeta-Jones in Wednesday.
Oh, I haven't seen Wednesday yet.
I haven't watched any of it either. So
it's really good. My girls actually really liked it too.
I've got a list of like 6 shows I haven't watched yet. Star Trek on the very top of the list. I still haven't watched Picard season 3.
Neither have I.
I haven't either.
I haven't finished season 2, but anyway.
Apparently season 3 is like a whole nother level of like good from what I've heard. I don't know.
Awesome.
Okay, Joe, it's your turn. What do you got?
Oh crap! It's my turn again.
It's your turn again. Yes, it's going around, Joe. We're gonna keep calling your name.
Crap. Where's my list? There's a one that just popped into my head, but I don't really remember the movie, like the character, all that much. Was from Look Who's Talking, Kirstie Alley, for some reason. That popped up as a memorable mom growing up.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Kirstie Alley and John Travolta.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, good movie.
And Bruce Willis, of course.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's the voice.
As the baby.
Of all the people to be the baby.
His shiny bald head just makes his baby head.
It's just that, single mom trying to, raise a child, find love, get busy with John Travolta,
Oh yeah.
I haven't seen that movie since I was a kid. So like I barely remember it. All I remember is the scene with the I know what you're thinking, what I'm thinking, and he's thinking lunch. I remember that. That's about it.
I remember the part where John Travolta walks in and opens the baby bottle and pours it in his coffee. She's like, that's breast milk.
Yeah.
He's like, good.
Yeah, no, I think that they again, it goes into that like showing a good mom, like again, a mom trying to do what she can as a single mom. I think that's unfortunately too much of a running theme in a lot of our movies, and because it's a growing theme in our culture that's been going on, for decades, right? For almost half a century now. And so like but again, it just kind of like, to me, it shows a lot of the struggle, even though it's a comedy and a lot of stuff or whatever, but it shows like the struggle and the effort that's required to be a single parent. And I think they do a good job of that while balancing it with, a lot of humor. And so.
Sorry, garage door.
Bye, Eric's wife.
Or welcome home and all.
Yeah, one of the two.
No. She's probably taking my son somewhere to go walk around because he's easily bored.
You actually park in your garage?
Yeah, I know. It's weird. We're the only people on our street who do.
Most people just
Same
fill
in
their
my
garage
neighborhood.
up full of shit,
No, same. Like everyone's in my neighborhood complains about parking and like there's no parking on the street and stuff
It's
like that.
Park
Like
in your garage.
exactly. I was like, if you parked in your garage, we'd have more than enough parking. Well, hey, man,
That's a novel idea.
what?
That's where I
No, that's
keep all
just a
my
spare
stuff.
room. I know that's the junk room. What do you? It's designed for cars.
You mean you're
Yeah,
supposed to
that's-
park in it? I thought that was just the place where you unload your stuff.
Right.
I will
giant,
admit, I've
like,
seen some
warehouse
pretty
door.
cool garages turned into man caves,
Yeah.
like with big screen TVs in there and
Mhm.
stuff. I mean, that's
Yeah.
pretty cool, but that's not what it's for. Buy a
Right.
bonus room.
Hey, if it's a 2-car garage, it can be half bonus room and half
Yeah, there you
garage
go.
space.
Yeah.
You still park the car in there.
But don't complain about don't complain about parking on the road if you're not going to park in your garage.
Exactly.
Come on. Like,
Exactly.
Don't
See.
anyways. Sorry.
Okay, I think it was Scott's turn.
Okay, my
Yeah,
turn.
because Joe just went. Yeah.
All right. So, I'm going to go with one of my favorites. Elizabeth Hartman as Miss Brisby from The Secret of NIMH.
Oh, you stole my one
Wow.
favorite one. Oh,
Good
that was my
one.
next one I was gonna do.
Oh, sorry, dude.
That's yes.
It's
Yes.
a great one,
The
right?
best mom, one of the best moms ever, right there.
Absolutely.
Yeah, hands down.
100%.
I'm just
Yeah,
mad
she-
I didn't think of
Yeah, that was one of the first ones that came to mind, but I didn't want to bring it up first because, like, don't want to do it too fast, kind of thing.
Well,
Premature.
Want to pace it.
Dave-
slowly.
He's-
pace it.
Maybe
you
he's
gotta
saving
take
it for
things
the
slow.
climax.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, go ahead, Scott. You brought her up. You
I'm
talk
a
about
married
her
man.
first.
I got stuff to do. We get in, we get out, we go and do our stuff. Okay, like we don't have.
He's
to
like, I'd have brought it up
Andrew.
first. And just
I got
blown it
small
right
kids.
then.
We got yard work. We
Yeah.
got housework. Come on, man. We got to fit this stuff in. Anyways, I think that she's phenomenal. Like her,
Mhm.
her, and again, it's a single mom, and for a Martin Luther King-esque dad, right? Like you can't have Martin Luther King without having Coretta Scott King, right? Because you can't have, and that it goes for whomever, right? Dads and moms, right? Whoever, you can't have great people that have a family, right? So that they can have a complete life without someone holding down the fort, right? And so you have this epic character of Jonathan who's trying to save his people, trying to rescue his people. And he's a legendary person among their people, right? Who ends up, like, spoiler alert, ends up passing away. Poor little bit for our fallen brother. And then she goes through the struggles of trying to save her children and all of it, like everything, right?
By herself. Yeah, pretty
By
much.
herself, who
With
are
the help-
sick,
Yeah.
right? And
So-
all the dangers of that she goes through. It's phenomenal. And then she goes and
faces
carries
down
on
that
his
owl, man. Yeah.
Yeah.
She goes to the owl. Yes, that eat mice.
right?
And asks the owl questions.
And then she carries on his legacy, right?
Yeah.
She carries on, she finishes what he started. Like, come on, like she's an amazing, like that's an amazing, amazing woman. And Elizabeth Hartman, like, does a phenomenal job as her voice. She's excellent. Like I showed that to my girls actually. Funny enough, we sat in our van and they watched the movie in the van because that's the only place that we had to play a DVD.
Was it Elizabeth Hartman or Mary Hartman? I have it down as Mary Hartman. Am I wrong?
I'll double check.
Somebody pull up IMDb.
Sorry. I've got Elizabeth Hartman.
Okay. Well, I must have written it down wrong. Okay. All right. I'll go with what your answer is.
Starring. Yeah. Ever like wiki. Yeah.
Is it like Elizabeth Mary Hartman or something? Or I don't know.
Just Elizabeth Hartman.
Okay.
Yeah, that's all I see.
Oh, Mary Elizabeth Hartman.
There
There you go.
Ah, yeah.
So it is Mary Hartman.
Wikipedia. Yeah.
Well, she goes by like Elizabeth Hartman.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. So, anyways,
The Alien Queen was a single mom too.
yeah,
She had a lot of kids.
She did. She had a ton of kids. Yeah, that's right. And then you got Ripley coming in and just slaughtering wholesale. Just her entire brood. Yeah, she was. Alien Mom was a good mom. She was like, I'm pissed and I'm coming after you.
That's you know what? If we ever get like a Pool Noodle Productions like big enough, we have to do an aliens movie from the perspective of the alien mother.
That'd be perfect.
And like the trauma of like these like people coming and just slaughtering your children.
Yep.
And like the horror of that. We had to do it from that, like these twisted perspectives.
They were just trying to survive on this world that they were dropped off on, you know?
Yeah.
Right?
Anyways. All right, Eric, go for it.
Okay, well, I mean, that's a perfect segue for my next one. Because I think one of the hallmarks of a good mom is that you're willing to defend your children no matter what. And if something bad happens to your kids, you will go to the ends of the earth to right that wrong. And so for that, I think Pamela Voorhees is a really good mom.
Yeah. Somebody went there before me.
I was gonna say you should have left that one for Joe, but yeah.
No. Spread the love.
Because people don't give her enough credit, you know. I mean, people always talk about the Friday the 13th movies, and they always talk about Jason, but they never talk about Pamela Voorhees. She's the one who taught him everything she knows.
Yes.
Like he wouldn't be who he is today without his mom. And
Right.
you know, he still loves his mom. He keeps his mom, you know, on display.
Yep. Sure did.
Yep.
Because she's that important. And yeah, I don't think she gets enough love. So I'm going to say Pamela Voorhees.
Mhm.
Joe, do you have anything to add?
No, I mean it just goes to like, you know, like when something horrific happens to your child, you know, how far you can break, you know. If,
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
you know, so I mean it in a way, yeah, you know, it's a real thing, you know, to go after those who have wronged you and hurt something so precious to you, you know.
And I think the actress who plays her, I can't remember her name off the top of my head. I know she just did it for the paycheck and hated it, but she actually does a really good job in the movie of like showing that righteous anger that's, you know, obviously broken, but at the same time it's human, you know.
Yeah.
Betsy Palmer.
Thank you, Betsy Palmer. She was actually the biggest name in the movie at the time.
Yeah.
Hello, Nicole.
Nicole.
Yay. Okay, D-Man, it's your turn again.
I'm gonna go with one that probably nobody else thought of. Molly Weasley from Harry Potter.
It actually is on my list.
Oh, really? I mean, anyone that can raise 7 Weasley children, 7, you know, and
Harry too. Like, she basically
for the most part,
mom.
yeah, and Harry. Yeah, that's a great mom. But you know, she just through the whole thing, she's like, you know, she cares. She, you know, takes on Harry as a, you know, as a surrogate mother when his, you know, awful family, you know, doesn't want the job of it basically, and you know, and that she takes on Bellatrix Lestrange, and you know, which is something that other people weren't willing to do, and she did that to protect her kids. So you know, it's just
and you know, avenge them. Yeah,
for sure. So I just had to throw
Speaking
that
of
one in.
righteous anger.
Exactly.
No, she's fantastic. Like she is such a motherly figure throughout all the movies. Like, you know, she's just warm. She's that warmth
very
that
warm.
Harry never had until that moment, until he met her. And she just immediately takes him in, knows that he needs that in his life, and it just provides it free of charge, no questions asked. And I don't know, that's awesome.
Yes.
Like to me, like played by Julie Waters.
Yes.
To
Walters.
me, Walters. I'm sorry, you're right. And so, like to me, like more so than like the you know Linda Hamilton like badass stuff or whatever. Like for her, like to me with her, like kind of like what you know you guys alluded to was like she just you have a family that doesn't have much, right? They're a powerful group, like they could be like corrupt, right? Because again, they have a powerful collective or whatever, and the Malfoys, right? You have like that exploit their power for their what they have for power and wealth and all this stuff. They don't have much. They have, except for a lot of kids, but they make it a really great home, right? With you know, and then it goes to that, like we, especially nowadays, we think so much about like the stuff, right? We have to have stuff in order to be happy, like, and to fill that hole. And it just really goes to that connection that it's not about the stuff that you have, but how you fill the heart, right? The soul that you bring, right? The love, the compassion, like all of the humanity, right? And that's, you know, again, you know, my commie, you know, self bringing in the anti-capitalism or whatever, but like it's just like the soul, right? Not the all the like empty trinkets, but the soul that you bring to the family, and to me, that's what's going to get passed on generationally. That's going to make them a quality family, right? For the long haul, right?
For sure, yeah.
All right, go for it, Joe.
Oh, is it my turn again?
Yeah, Josephus.
Yep. Where to go? How about Serial Mom?
Oh,
anybody watch Serial Mom?
God, what's her name?
Yeah,
it's a great movie.
Kathleen Turner.
It's a lot of fun. Kathleen Turner. Thank you. Yeah. It's been a long time since I've seen it, but yeah, I really like that.
No.
Yeah. I haven't.
She's
it's been forever.
She has a very interesting way of convincing a judge of her innocence.
Yeah, it's been a while since I've seen it too, but going with my theme of going dark sometimes.
Nothing wrong with that.
No.
Yeah. a twisted mom, but again, like trying to make a like she takes the snowplow beyond the snowplow. Like you think like Lori Loeffler got the snowplow mom like to a demented kind of place. Like Serial Mom goes like says, "Hold my beer," and then just goes even further. Oh, Lori Loeffler, you think you can be a snowplow mom? Let me show you.
Mm-hmm.
So
beating your neighbor to death with a leg of lamb, you know.
Gotta do what you gotta do, right?
Hey, I'm cooking dinner. I gotta protect my family.
Yeah, I think we missed the trick on our dad's podcast. We didn't mention the dad from Texas Chainsaw Massacre. So.
Oh, yeah.
He had a son with special needs and took care of him. So
yeah.
I was actually thinking of watching that movie again the other night.
Anyway, Scott, now it's your turn.
Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna go Melinda Dillon, and this kind of also harkens back to forgetting about, which I think is a travesty, John Lithgow. So Melinda Dillon as Nancy Henderson from Harry and the Hendersons.
Oh, good one. Yeah.
And we like my anger with my failure to bring up John Lithgow as the dad in Harry and the Henderson, because that definitely was a horrific Miss Justice. But again,
Oversight. Yeah.
right, oversight, yeah. And so like again, both of these parents having a great, family, and then what they're like, how they adopt this like creature into this creature into their own family and try to protect them. Indy, I thought about bringing up adding her to my list, but I don't have her on my list. Yeah. But yeah, that's just sort of my take on.
No, I love Harry and the Hendersons, and I think that, it's a good
movie.
Family unit. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
And again, family is what you make it, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Totally. Yeah. That's true.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, she was very good at both of those.
Oh,
movies.
yes.
Yeah, she's good. She's a good mom in both of them too.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Dang it. Okay, so yeah, that was going to be Mrs. Parker was another one that I was going to say. So I'll take that off my list.
Yeah.
No,
Thanks,
she was
Zoop.
phenomenal in that too.
Okay, I just wanted to let you know, Nicole. We already did talk at length about how great Morticia Addams is because we love her.
Yes.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I guess it's my turn again.
Yes, Eric.
Okay. I do have one sheet on here. It's mostly a TV mom. She does appear in movies, though her son doesn't appear in any movies, and that's Beverly Crusher from Star Trek. I mean,
wasn't she in one of the Star Trek movies?
She's in all the Star Trek movies,
Yeah.
like all the Next Generation movies,
yeah.
but like Wesley's not. Wesley was in
right,
like a
yeah.
cut scene in the last one. But
Yeah.
that's it.
Ah.
But
because
still.
he was off doing his thing, and she delivered one of the corniest mom lines in history when she said, "Be sure to dress warmly on those other planes of existence."
Oh.
I don't really have a whole lot to say about her other than I love her. She's great.
Yes.
And she's a good mom for
Gates
for
McFadden. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
it's Gates
Gates
McFadden.
McFadden.
Dude.
You can't.
Just for like putting up with Wesley, she's great.
Yeah.
Have you seen pictures of her from Picard yet?
Shut
I mean,
up,
I know
Wesley.
you haven't watched it, but have you seen the pictures?
I've seen
of her?
pictures of her, yeah, because like I see the character posters all the time. Yeah, she looks great.
No, like she was on so when everybody had a crush on why am I forgetting her name?
Troy?
Yes, Deanna Troy. Everybody had a crush on Deanna Troy. I had the biggest crush on Mrs. Crusher, Dr. Crusher. Like she was like I had just such a huge and then as a kid, we had HBO.
Such a huge what now?
Crush.
I would have
Huge crush on Mrs. Crusher.
Crush on Pulaski.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
Huge crush on Mrs. Crusher and like,
Absolutely, Nicole.
yes. And like she was in the TV show Dream On, which was like the HBO's version of the Red Shoe Diaries. And like I was so sad that it was it wasn't fully undressed, but like no, like as a kid I was like she's on Dream On, oh my god. As an adolescent boy, like it was just like one of the best things. Like it was like phenomenal. But anyways, yeah, I had a huge crush on her. That was the one that I had a crush on. And then also I think she's a phenomenal mom. I think like the way that she took care of Wesley, the way that she took care of like the whole ship, all that stuff. So great choice. I'll allow it.
I don't see why you'd have to choose between Dr. Crusher and Troy. Like, why not both?
All right, you
You're
polyamorous
already
person.
living a fantasy out in your head. I mean, come
Right?
on.
Yeah, no, right.
I mean, it's a fantasy. Who cares?
Don't yuck my
violation of
Eric's
Hollywood,
like
Don't
you know?
yeah, Eric's like don't yuck my fantasy yums. I love it.
But I never had a crusher on Dr. Pulaski. I'll say that.
Yeah.
I have a crush on Keith Urban.
Well, who doesn't? I mean,
No, right. He's the Star Trek crush or doctor that I have a crush on. Anyways.
Okay.
All right, Damien.
your turn.
Oh, okay. You didn't go, Eric? I thought you Or
He's
it
brought
was
up-
pressure.
he's
oh,
pressure.
that's
Brought up
I'm sorry. That's
It's just
right.
Scott just
Yep.
talked most about her, but
Gotcha.
yeah.
Okay. So I'm gonna go with the character Peg Boggs, played by Diane Weist from Edward Scissorhands.
Oh,
Yeah,
right.
after
So-
that, she's on my
Yeah.
list. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm like she takes him, she rescues him and takes him in, Edward, and just does everything she can to try to make him feel, part of the family, and and helps him like use his talents to further himself and make money and whatnot, and and fit into the community. And yeah, she just very loving,
She works
caring.
really hard for it. Yeah.
Yeah, she does. Yeah. This loving, caring, just motherly figure. So
It's very similar to Mrs. Weasley.
Yes.
In that, like, she's already a mom. She sees somebody who needs help.
Mhm.
Doesn't even question it. Just, okay, I'll take you in and I will teach you the ropes. I will show you how to live life like a
Mhm.
normal
Yep.
person, or as normal as you can be in a
Yeah,
Tim Burton
with
movie.
scissor hands.
And yet she's not too bright, but at the same time that doesn't like stop her from
Mhm.
being a great mom,
Yeah.
So yeah. Gio.
Anybody?
Inspiration from recent podcast I was listening to. Michelle Ye from Everything, Everywhere, All at
Everywhere,
Once.
all at
That was
once.
on my list. Yeah.
She does
Yeah,
learn
I was
to be a good
surprised.
mom by the end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was surprised. I was surprised David didn't bring that one up. Yeah.
I was gonna get to it. It was on my list. So, but yeah, good
Michelle,
good one, Joe. Yeah, that's because that's a new one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But,
So-
yeah,
Go
just the I guess just the growth and the change in that movie, from just kind of being overworked, unhappy,
Intolerant,
to-
even. Yeah.
to learning to not be so controlling of
Mhm.
your family, kind of letting go a little bit, letting them find themselves, letting them
Yeah, and
be
she-
who they need to be,
Yeah.
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 She also like she goes above and beyond to try to understand her
Yes.
daughter's point of view, to the point that like she almost walks off the cliff with her,
Mhm.
like
So, I mean, anybody that'll jump into the everything bagel and and go through the multiverse to save their daughter, and risk existence as a rock.
yeah, but even as a rock, she's still able to teach her daughter a
Exactly.
lesson.
Yeah. Exactly. So that's one of my favorite scenes in the movie.
I freaking love that. And apparently, like the whole like them being subtitled instead of their voices was Michelle Yeoh's idea, because originally
Oh.
they were going to actually have speaking voices. I think the subtitles makes it even funnier.
It does.
Yeah,
It does.
and it works better because it was like,
Yeah.
How do
Where would
rocks
the voices
talk?
be
Yeah.
coming from?
exactly. I mean, we're already
Vocal
kind of like
cords.
in disbelief
already silly,
where a
but
rock
come on.
is talking or thinking,
I mean,
But,
the
you know.
movie has hot dog fingers. I mean, anything is possible after hot dog fingers.
So wonderful too. It's one of the best parts.
Yeah.
No, but like it's kind of like in one of our podcasts that we talked about, like that concept of conformity versus conversation, right? And that her evolution from a protective state where you have high conformity and low conversation to more of a consensual or even a laissez-faire family where you have low conformity, or pluralistic where you have low conformity and high conversation, right? Like this evolution of her from those contrasting, points, right? And how she evolves.
Goodbye, Nicole.
Bye, Nicole.
Hi, Nicole.
Thanks for
Thanks for
dropping
coming.
in.
And the thing that I really loved about her role is that her role and how they created her and made her is often a role that's played by the guy, right? By the dad.
Mhm.
That's often like the perspective that we see from a male perspective, or a dad, like he's got everything on his shoulders and all this stuff and whatever, blah, blah, blah. And we don't see as much unless it's from a single mom perspective. Like we don't see it in a married dynamic of the mom having to like all of the responsibility that moms have. And let's be honest, like we know this, that men's brains develop slower than women's. and you know, and it goes into like our constructs of like understanding that men mature slower than women. And so therefore women in relationships oftentimes early on especially have a lot more on their shoulders and on their plate. You know, like the having I have 3 kids, 2 children and a husband, right? Like that kind of joke, right? But it sort of it's a great way of showing this of and how to let that go, right? Because it's on the brink of impacting their marriage that, you know, she feels like she has to control everything, which is partially her own development, her own creation, right? Because of her mental health or her psychological development, right? Rather than being able to see her husband as a partner, she sees, you know, like this way we can train ourselves into seeing, you know, our partners as one of our, you know, extra children, and feeling, you know, and not letting people in to help us, right? This need to control everything, and evolving, like Damien said, into being able to allow others to share or Joe, how he brought up how, you know, allowing others to share the role, to grow into themselves rather than this need to control everything. Yeah, no, I think it was a great perspective, especially from a female perspective.
One of the things I found interesting in the movie is like at one point when she experiences a different reality and she's a famous person, you know, the singer, and she's like, wow, I could be this instead, kind of thing, you know. Like at one point she's actually contemplating not being over here with her family, but being in this completely different reality, where you know, all of her dreams have come true and all of this toil and drudgery is gone, you know. But then later she you know, comes to realize that what matters most really is her family, and not, you know, having all of her dreams come true. She wants to be with them, you know. So it's just
that's what's important in life. Yeah,
because that's what's important in life.
Yeah, that part of the movie really spoke to me personally. So, like, I really connected with that.
Yeah, it's one of the greatest movies ever made in recent years. Well, at least in recent years. So, yeah,
100%.
I did an entire podcast on it on my other podcast, The Streaming Heap, which it occurs to me I've completely forgotten to remind everybody that we here have our own podcast called From Here to Paternity. It comes out every like 2 weeks or so. And you know, if you want to hear us talk about being dads in this world we live in and talking about the kinds of topics I tend to avoid on this channel, like top politics and religion, and it's definitely not PG. It's not even close. So you've been warned. It earns that explicit label. But yeah, you should go check that out too. Anyway,
it's not meant for human consumption.
No,
completely forgot to plug ourselves. So let's do that. So anyway, does anybody else have anything else to say about Michelle Yeoh?
No, I disagree. No. One of the things that, like, in it, like, Damien's like, hey, has anybody seen this? And it was like the biggest pain for him that he had seen it and we hadn't. Yeah, and he was like,
it's so good.
It is. I agree with Damien. It's one of the best movies ever made.
And I still think, even after seeing it like half a dozen times at this point, because I had to go out and get it on Blu-ray, you know, I still think that the best description for it is Kung Fu Hustle meets The One.
Similar. I mean, yeah, it's got some of those ideas in it. Yeah.
I like
so
all right, Joe.
That was just mine.
It's your turn.
Oh, my turn. Oh, my bad. My bad.
You just talked about it a lot, Scott.
No, I thought Damien brought it. No, I thought Damien. No, that goes back to that. That's something I was like,
yeah,
I have it on my list.
Joe brought that up because I brought up Pamela Voorhees.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
We're switching
roles,
stealing
each other's list.
Yeah,
all right.
Exactly.
So, here, who do I want to? You know what? I'll just bring up this one. It's just one of the best moms ever. Is Paula Winslow as Bambi's mom in Bambi.
Oh. Bringing up an old one.
If anybody was going to go here.
Trying to bring up some childhood trauma, aren't you?
No, but I mean, like, come on, again, the reason that it's so traumatic is that she was such a great mom, right? And we identified, especially because we're watching it as children. Bambi is like this innocent child, this newborn child, like, and Bambi never gets to really see his dad until like his dad has to step up because, spoiler alert, his Bambi's mom dies, right? And when you and again, she dies because she's rescuing him. She gives her life for him, right? And I think that's everything, like every single one of us that's a parent would do in a heartbeat. Like I would absolutely step in front of a bullet for my child. I would, without even a hesitation, or like throw my kid out of the street when a speeding car comes, so that like whether it hits me or not, I don't care, just as long as it doesn't hit my kid, right? Like that's absolutely like what every single one of us and she teaches them everything. She like, teaches them safety, all this different stuff. And kids sometimes are going to listen and they're not. And you got to do what you got to do in order to like, take care, keep your kids safe. And, when they make a mistake, sometimes that you have to take the hit for them and so that they can learn from it. And so it's amazing, man. Like absolutely. It's just, she's awesome.
That's
and
why
a phenomenal
he wears a
movie.
bulletproof vest everywhere he goes.
That's right. You think this is a sweater. It's actually Kevlar.
Kevlar cardigan.
Right?
Okay, I'm looking at my list. Hold on. Okay, I'm going to go with Sally Field again, but this time I'm actually going to name her as Aunt May. I know she's in the least liked Spider-Man movies and probably the worst Spider-Man movies, but her Aunt May is my favorite Aunt May. She's really, really good, and the way she plays off of Andrew Garfield, and they like share their own trauma instead of trying to bury it from and hide it from each other. Like the way she's able to open up to him and get him to open up to her is really powerful. And I think the scenes between the two make those movies worth watching, in my opinion, because it's so emotional and so heartfelt and so warm, and it's kind of like cathartic and cleansing. And I think that she can pull that off so well. And sure, she's not technically his mother, but that doesn't really count because that doesn't really matter. I mean, she's still his mom at that point.
Yeah.
Because his real mom got on a plane and disappeared like a long time ago. So, but yeah, I just wanted to
raised him.
As much as I love, what's her name from Marissa Tomei, as much as I love Marissa Tomei, I think Sally Field's a better Aunt May.
I agree. I 100% agree. And I'll say this. I don't think the Andrew Garfield Spider-Man gets enough credit. I think that he like a lot of people like Tobey Maguire, and like he gets rated as like the best, sometimes he'll get rated as like the best Spider-Man. I've never really been like that big on Tobey Maguire. I know that's Stan Lee's like favorite person to play, and that's the person that he wanted to play Spider-Man and everything like that. And I get like in the first one, sure, but like no, I think the Garfield like are a much underrated. I think to me they're the number 2 after Tom Hiddleston. No,
not Tom Hiddleston. That's
no. Yeah. Sorry, no. Tom Holland. Thank you, Tom Holland.
I will say I think Andrew Garfield is probably the best Spider-Man, but he's a terrible Peter Parker. He's not Peter Parker.
Yes,
close.
Tom
Holland is Peter Parker.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. But I loved the movies. I loved I think they had I think they are much underrated. I don't think they get enough credit. And I don't think the first one's very. I think the first one's okay. I like it. The second one's kind of a mess. Yeah. But yeah, no. Yeah.
We're sidetracked.
I think those rails. Yeah, I think Sally Field was phenomenal.
What rails?
All right, Damien.
I'm going to go with I brought up Mr. Mom in the last one for dads because Michael Keaton did such a great job as the father in that one, and taking on new things and so on. So I'm going to have to bring up the mom, of course, Caroline Butler, played by Terry Garr. who, you know, she returns to work when Jack loses his job, and she goes back into work as in advertising, and you know, she eventually starts to excel at her job. You know, it's doing great, and you know, through all of that, she misses her kids, she misses, you know, her husband, she misses being home, and you know, it's just it shows how, you know, much she loves her family. And then, you know, the boss starts, you know, hitting on her all the time, and you know, eventually that comes to a head where she has to quit in order to get away from that, you know, towards the end. And then she has to make up with her husband and yada yada yada, and in the end they you know, they have a stronger relationship because of it. And it's just, I think she was very dedicated to her family in that, or that character at least in that movie, and her husband, and that's, you know, that's all good mom characteristics as far as I'm concerned, as you know, a lot of those things. So yeah, and she was a good house mother, or house homemaker before she went back to work. So you know, yeah. Anybody else got anything on
I mean, she's good.
Yeah,
she was
no,
also,
I think it's awesome.
Yeah,
she wasn't a bad mom in Close Encounter. She was a terrible wife,
Yes.
but she wasn't a bad mom.
yeah, true, yeah.
That's all.
Okay,
No, it's a good
Geo.
choice.
all right, okay, all right. Who's next? Joe?
Me.
Joe.
Yes, Josephus.
I'm gonna go Jamie Lee Curtis. Halloween.
Ah, okay.
Really good grandmother. Yeah.
Yeah. Good. Not such a good mom, yeah, but good grandmother. You know, I guess I don't
She
know.
didn't do too bad with Ashton Kutcher.
Well, that was the thing too. I was like, is like that kind of gets forgotten.
Yeah.
Like, so how good of a mom is she? You know, like completely ignore a whole nother child. You know, we just don't hear about him again because it's inconvenient to the storyline. I guess I don't know, but yeah, no. But I mean, also fun
Josh
and Freaky
Hartnett.
Friday.
Sorry, yeah, right.
Huh?
I said Ashton Kutcher, but it's Josh Hartnett.
That's right.
Fake
That's
being
right.
corrected.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but also fun and Freaky Friday.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
Kind of
yeah.
gets to
Good
cut
Freaky
loose.
Friday. I
I'm
forgot
not a
about that.
kid.
Yep.
No, but
Yeah.
yeah, but no, I was going since we did the Everything Everywhere All at Once, you know, and she was in it. I just had to carry
yeah.
over with Jamie Lee Curtis.
Yeah, Jamie Lee Curtis did a great job in that movie too. And even though she's not really a mother, or did she have
Wasn't
kids in that movie? You know, I don't think they ever explained whether she was a
No,
mother or not.
but wasn't that her first award in that movie?
Yes.
I think so.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
that
that was her.
acceptance speech, you know,
Yeah.
to me it was, you know, touching, you know,
Mhm.
when she won, when she was standing up there. But, yeah.
The guy's
Yeah.
acceptance speech, Ki Hei Kwan,
Yeah.
that is one of the greatest acceptance speeches ever. And if you're not feeling a little sad or like a little teary watching it, you're not human.
Yeah. I
Right.
heard up to that one. It was like, go.
She was also a mom in True Lies.
Yes.
Oh,
She was. She was a good mom
I
in True
forgot
Lies,
about that.
too.
Yeah.
Yes.
But no, going from the Halloween movies, I do like her both in H2O as a mom. I mean, she's broken, she's traumatized, and she's not really telling her son everything she should, but she's doing her best to protect him. And I think that's worth something. I think that's worth highlighting. And in the more recent Halloween movies, she might not have been a great mom, but she's a fantastic grandmother. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and here's the thing is that I think that goes to, you know, the important role of grandparents in people's lives or whatever, because again, like that's that maturation of us as individuals, like going like when like most of the time when we're in our 20s, when people like 20s and 30s, when you tend to have kids, you haven't worked through all of your crap, right? And like you bring up, Jamie Lee Curtis's character has a lot of crap. She has a psycho, like a deranged brother who's like killing freaking everybody that she knows. Like trauma after trauma. Like how many movies has it been now? Like that's a lot of freaking people, and she's the one that keeps on surviving, right? And it's like, don't know me, because if you know me, you're going to die. Like Like, come on, you want to talk about like severe trauma, and so you can't be the parent that you want to be when you're carrying that kind of trauma, right? And so that's where I like get into like this forgiveness and understanding a person. Like, is she the perfect mom, or the mom that we want someone to be, that someone would want to be? No, because they're carrying this baggage, and that as she becomes a grandparent, now she's gone through her own maturation that we all go through, like middle age, and develop and understood who she is, and not only who she is as an individual, but who she is in this system, right? That just which is everybody. And that's why when we're grandparents, we tend to be better parents as grandparents than, not always, but tend to be better grandparents than we were parents, because we've been able to mature to that state, right? And so that's where I say, like, you know, that's why I don't like the concept of good and bad parents, just, you know, injured parents or harmed, right? She's just working. She's doing her crap.
I did want to highlight this comment from Baked Bean, because Jamie Lloyd in the beginning of Halloween 6, which is, again, like he says, not a good movie, but like she escapes from the cult of Thorn and basically sacrifices herself, lets herself die just to protect her baby, to save her baby from this madness. And she does what any baby would want and gives her child to Paul Rudd. So, you know, all good. I also
I want to give my kids to Paul Rudd.
I want to correct you on this, Baked Bean. You're wrong. She's actually in 8. Again, only 6 properly, but she's in 8. You're right. She's in the beginning of Resurrection, but she's also in Halloween 3 as the voice over the intercom. So.
Interesting
trivia winner today.
Okay. I don't even know whose turn it is.
I think it's my turn. Yeah. All right. So where is it? I had it. Oh, here we go. This one goes to another, like, this is a mom, and it also brings in another dad that we horrifically forgot, right? You know what? That was such a good burn. It's a Jason Goes to Hell kind of burn. No,
that movie.
So this goes to like another dad that we like completely forgotten, and it's an absolute travesty. So Alfre Woodard as Carolyn Carmichael in Crooklyn, and the dad was Delroy Lindo. That the fact that we he is a phenomenal actor, and the fact that we didn't bring him up as a dad in Crooklyn, like, come on, like, the guy's like all about the family, like, we got to bring in the family and whatever. And I think like Alfie Woodard in Crooklyn, Spike Lee's Crooklyn, was like a phenomenal mom, like with like trying to raise kids, especially like this young girl in Crooklyn, to empower her to be, you know, who she is, proud of who she is, and speak her mind without being like brought down, especially in the 90s. Phenomenal mom.
I've never seen Crooklyn, so I
neither
can't
have
speak and
I.
tell.
So.
But I do love the actress, and I love Delroy Lindo too. He's fantastic too.
Yeah,
I should check out Crooklyn. I like Spike Lee movies, so I don't know. Just never gotten around to it.
Okay, Eric.
Oh, Narc. It's my turn again. Let me look at my list. Oh, I can't believe nobody's brought this one up yet. The thickest of all moms, and that is Elastigirl.
Yeah, I got her on my list.
On my list.
She's number 5.
Yeah, no, she's 5 on my list too. She was actually going to be next. Yeah.
Did you say the thickest of all moms?
Yeah.
She got the hips, boy.
Oh yeah.
She's using those elastic powers properly.
Yes.
Putting it where it
she's again, she's a fantastic mom. She knows her children's strengths and weaknesses, and is able to teach them what to do without over mothering them, without, you know, letting them make mistakes, but at the same time protecting them. And I think that she balances a lot. She juggles a lot. And in the first movie, I've never actually seen the second movie, but in the first movie, she's, you know, having to deal with her husband having a midlife crisis, but she's still able to hold the family together. She's still able to hold everything together. And I think she's the heart and soul of those movies. I mean, I like
Yes,
the whole
absolutely.
idea of the family dynamic, but I really think she's the glue.
Yeah.
And I think that can't be highlighted enough.
She wraps herself in ways to hold it all together.
Yes.
Yeah. She turns herself into a boat, man.
Right?
Or a parachute,
parachute?
or or
Yeah.
a trampoline or whatever,
Right.
Yeah.
She's the support. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, and like the thing that I love about it is that again, it goes to that concept of her having to be like him being frustrated, right, about himself and so egocentric that he's not truly available for the family. Right. When the boy, I can't remember his name, the speed boy gets in trouble at school. Yeah, Dash. Yeah. When he gets trouble at school, the dad's not even paying attention. Right. And like he's trying to get his kids to live out his dream. Right. And he's trying to live vicariously through them in ways. And she's just trying to like actually let them be who they are. But
let them figure that out. Yeah.
But also having to do that within the rules, right? Because again, they keep on like she's like, you can't be all of who you want to be, and it's that battle, right, that they have. Because I think Craig T. Nelson's dad figure wants them to be who they want to be, but I think that's because he's using them as a projection for himself, right? Whereas she's like, I have to be the responsible one, right? We have a responsibility to our kids so that they don't end up in prison because there's a law against us being able to be ourselves, right? And again, so it's that she's being a mom for 3 kids instead of being having a partner who, and eventually they're able to bring it together and come together and work through everything through conversation, communication, all that.
I also like how during the climax, like they stow away on the plane, and so they're there. And instead of, I mean, she chews them out briefly, but instead of like turning the plane around and sending them back home, she's like, okay, you guys are here. I will protect you. But you know what? I might actually need you. So these are your strengths. Use them. And here's how we can be a cohesive unit and, save the day. So
yeah,
I don't know. I really appreciate that. I think it's a really good mom move.
Involving the kids in the family activity,
Right.
Yeah.
and being flexible for the situation, right?
Because
I know. Like I know when I said it, I was like, yeah, but like
that's a bit of a stretch, right?
But like I, again, I like as a parent, you have to be flexible, right? Because again, like you're going to be in a situation and it's like, okay, where do we go from here? We just got to go with the flow now, right? You got to be water. You can't be rigid.
Absolutely. Yeah. That's very Taoist of you.
Yes.
Okay, Damien.
So Baked Bean brought this up earlier. And it's my next one is they made a movie, so technically she's a movie mom. I'm gonna go with Marge Simpson. For really very very little other reason other than, I mean, she's a great mom. She really is. She takes care of her kids and through all of it. But it's really because she has to deal with Homer. I mean, anybody that can deal with Homer and all of his shenanigans and stupidity and buffoonery and so on and so forth. Yes, she is she's an angel. And she's a great mother. So yeah, she's great with the kids. She's always trying to be a good parent and be there for them and all that. So
and she can somehow rock a blue beehive,
Exactly. Yeah.
Patty and Selma. Are they parents? I mean, they're parents to the iguana, right?
Yeah. No.
They're not. No.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, anybody who can make a beehive, a giant blue beehive, sexy, absolutely gets my vote.
Somehow.
She got that gravelly voice, like she's been smoking 10 packs a day for the last 20 years, but she doesn't smoke at all. So
that Scarlett Johansson voice.
Yeah.
No, like, and also like the thing that I appreciate about her is that like, and I think this goes to like, again, a lot of, you know, women and quality people, not just women, but like guys too, or whatever, is that like, you sit there and you go like, why is she with him? Right. Like everybody, like that's a running theme in the movie or in the show, right? In the show and the movie is like, why is she with him? And it's seeing the heart of the person, right? The core of the person. And so, yeah, I think that she's absolutely a good model. Like she may be in an unhealthy, toxic relationship, but like, I think it's something they can work through. Yeah, she does. And I think it's definitely something like they can work through. You just need Homer to step up. That's all. Oh, Zucker.
She not be?
Right?
Of course she is.
If she's gonna put up with Homer, she would definitely put up with us, right?
Yeah,
right?
for sure.
That overbite. How do you not love that?
Hey, she got a nice body under that dress. You can tell. Her curves are, they're there.
Hey, I've seen the internet.
I wanted to send you guys.
I've seen the internet. I've seen the truth.
You've seen the internet.
All right, Joe.
Okay.
What have you been Googling, Scott?
Don't look at my search history. Don't look at it. Incognito is not a
The
truth.
truth
like
will
history.
set you free,
Plus
Scott.
nude plus.
There's some blind NSA agent now because of you.
Oh.
I get him again. Oh. My therapist is just gonna be like, the therapist bills are gonna rack up. All right, go for it, Joe.
Okay, Joe.
Okay. I don't think we did this one. But this one is for Scott. Because of who she was married to in the movie. Diane Lane, Martha Kent.
Oh yeah.
Man of Steel.
How did I not? You're just waiting.
I have that ready at any time.
Yes. I'm glad I could help you out there.
Oh, dude, and Diane Lane. Oh, God, she is like just absolutely gorgeous and a great Martha Kent.
She is good. Yeah.
Go for it, Joe. Why'd you bring her up?
I mean, just yet again, I mean, going back to what we talked about with Jonathan Kent, taking in a alien child that fell from the sky, that has the powers to be a god on this planet and to raise him to be a good, honorable person,
And I think her life lessons to Clark make more sense than Pa Kent's do. Sorry, Scott.
No.
That whole you don't owe anything to anybody, but you owe yourself. What you have to do is what you have to do. Like, you be true to yourself. Don't do things just because you think other people want you to do them. Do them because you need to do them. I think that is a great lesson.
Yes.
It makes a lot more sense than Pa Kent's. I don't know, maybe.
I guess.
But no, she's a really good Martha Kent.
Yeah, she is.
I can't even remember the Martha Kent from the original Superman movies, but she's really good. So yeah, Diane Lane. Good choice, Joe.
The total absurdity of that whole idea, though, of like a baby falling out of the sky in a pod or whatever, and they're just like, "Oh, look, a baby! We're gonna take it in." It's like, wouldn't it be like?
It doesn't really make a lot of sense. Yeah.
Like, we'd be calling somebody.
Maybe they're just really hardcore anti-government types.
Well, I was gonna say it is the Midwest, man. It's like Smallville. I think is like Kansas or something like that. Like you're talking about like what was it, the McCoys, Hatfield and McCoy like area of like the America. I think that's
No, that's West Virginia. That's
Yeah,
West
there you
Virginia.
go.
Not,
but
not
like
Kansas.
still like Kansas is in that general vicinity, right? And it's
Not
like
really.
But Kevin Costner was in a TV
wait,
miniseries about the
Kansas,
Hatfields and McCoys.
Kentucky. I'm getting those mixed up. Yeah, no, he was, but no, like it's part of the Midwest, like some of that like
It's one of those
anti-government-
flyover states, Scott. You probably don't know anything. Fuck with you.
And so,
But
like,
no, you make a good point. People out of after my own heart.
yeah, and so like you and also they couldn't have a child, and this was their opportunity to have a child, right? And so, oh, nice, okay, and so like yeah, no, just like and but also like
so they wanted that child because they couldn't have that child,
right? Because they couldn't have a child.
That makes more sense. That's right. Yeah, I forgot about that part. Yeah, so
and so like. And then trying to, balance the struggles. And like Joe said, like this person can be a god, and right, like absolute power, power corrupts, and absolute power corrupts absolutely, right. And they get this person to raise this person to, not follow that. That's a really, really difficult thing to do, right. And so.
No, I mean, the idealized version of Superman and his backstory was that he was being raised by this all-American, just basic, down to basics farmhouse family in the middle of America, and that he takes all the values that they imparted on him and becomes this warrior of truth, justice, and the American way, and all that. That's how Superman was conceived. That these ideals of this. Idealized Midwestern family is what makes America great, right? I mean, It sounds really cheesy and jingoistic in the 21st century, but back then, that's exactly what they were trying to convey with it.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
right. And on top of it, he brings that not only from the heartland, the heartland or whatever, but to a metropolis named Metropolis, and
course,
right to like New York City, sort of like
New York City,
truth, justice, and the American way.
Right, it's to a metropolis to protect it, right? The heartland values to a large city to protect it from the corruption that can happen in there, right? And then you have capitalistic Lex Luthor trying to sway everything to his own, power and his own ability, right? And corrupt everything.
Leave it to Scott to turn this into like a screed against the oligarchy. Yeah,
right.
I just wanted to say she was a good mom, man.
but no, like again, it's bringing in the values. No, I know, but it's bringing in the values into to me, I think it's a great model of a reflection of or a mythos of society, right? We want to be able to have our balances between the two, right? And she does it, like she instills that in this guy, and he fights for that. I think that's a beautiful thing. So great choice.
No, and I think like all those great values that they really come from his parents, and in the movie, in the Zack Snyder movies, like it's definitely Ma Kent. Like she's the heart and soul. She gave him everything that he needed to become Superman. So yeah, I mean, I completely agree. Okay, I think we're going to do one more. And since you've got the longest list, Scott, it's you.
Yeah. Martha, your name's Martha too? Oh man, that's okay. So, that stinks. Okay. So I will go one of my, since this is the last one, who do I want to bring up?
Decisions.
I know. I'm going to go with an actual, like really good one. Or a quality one, and go with Taraji P. Henson as Katherine G. Johnson in Hidden Figures.
Oh, wow. Yeah, good choice. I hadn't even thought of that. And that's one of my son's favorite movies.
Yeah. No, it's like, come on, like she got us to the moon. And, like never got credit for it until a couple of years ago. And then she's like raising this young boy. She's a brilliant woman, all of these different things. I think and then Taraji, Henson is just like freaking amazing. So Yeah, and really all of the moms, like the 3 women in there, I think they're all moms. Maybe not.
I think the youngest one's not a mom.
Yeah, I don't
the
think
one
she
who's
is.
like
but,
fighting
yeah.
for women's lib and all that.
Yes, but like the other, but again, like the other 2, like Olivia, no,
Yeah, Olivia Spencer, right?
is that her name?
Thrash is here.
So anyways.
Spencer.
Thrash.
Hey, what's up,
Hello.
Rash?
Right.
Glad you could join us. Even though we're gonna start wrapping it up in just a minute, but like,
Yeah.
glad to have you here. You'll have to catch the rest of it on replay.
Okay.
Anybody else have anything else to say about Hidden Figures other than it's
Nope.
a fantastic movie and those characters are great?
I
Yeah.
don't think
And
I've
I still
seen
think
it,
Scott
so-
only went there because of Kevin Costner. I give credit to the choice of the mom, but I still think he went there for Kevin Costner.
You know what? That must have been the subconscious, like,
Yeah.
because I was really debating between a few
Like,
of
which
them. and I'm
movie?
like,
Which
you know what?
movie? It's got to be the
Yeah.
Costner movie.
Got to be the Costner one.
Nice.
So okay, let's just do like a lightning round. My list is actually tapped out. All the people on my list have already been said. So if you have anybody else on your list, just go ahead. We'll just start with Damien.
Elaine Miller from Almost Famous, played by
Oh, yep, that's
Frances
another one.
McDormand.
Yep, great one.
Beatrix Kiddo, the bride, played by Uma Thurman from Kill Bill.
Figures, yeah.
Because she goes after, Dorothy Boyd, played by Renee Zellweger and Jerry Maguire. And the last one I have would be Juno McGruff, played by Elliot Page in Juno. Even though she doesn't actually keep the baby, she does what's best for the baby, which is to get it to. So that's a good mom move, no matter what.
No, yeah,
So
to know
and
what's
that's a
best for
really
the
hard
child, too.
choice.
that's a
Yeah.
yeah. But
God, good
anyway.
one. Good one
So-
on that, Juno. Yeah.
So anyway, those were the ones that on my list we hadn't gone over. So y'all can all look it up on your own if you want. Joe, you got anything else?
Go ahead, Joe.
I had Queen Ramonda from Black Panther.
Yes.
Ooh, another good
Ah.
one.
Angela Bassett.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I love
I
her.
had Janet Van Dyne.
Also from the Marvel
Mm.
movies. I didn't even think about the Marvel movies.
Nice.
Yeah, I
So,
didn't
yeah.
even go there.
Yeah, I had these for Eric because I was assuming he would go there.
I didn't even think about it, honestly.
Uh,
And while we're at it, Renee Russo as
Yeah.
Frigga, who's
Yep,
Thor's mom.
Yep.
Yeah.
yeah, and why am I forgetting her damn name? Mommy Dearest.
Oh, Faye Dunaway is Joan Crawford.
Thank you, Joan Crawford.
Yeah.
Yes, and I had to, had that on my list, obviously.
I did mention Mommy Dearest earlier in the comments when somebody
Yeah.
was talking about evil moms.
Well, that's how I learned not to use metal hangers, right?
Wire. No more wire hangers.
Yeah, that's right. That's why I use that. All right. That's it, Joe?
Yeah.
Okay, gonna go through my list real fast.
Oh,
Viola
The whole
Davis.
thing?
Yeah. Viola Davis, Rose Maxon as Fences. You guys got a lot of them. So
Okay.
and then Jennifer Coolidge as Janine Stifler in American Mom. Come on, you got to love
Somebody
that.
Yeah,
mentioned
I was
Stifler's
waiting
mom.
for
Yeah,
somebody to go
Come
there.
Come on, that's why I left a lot of these because I thought
Yeah.
Sally Field as Betty Mahmoodi in Not Without My Daughter.
Oh yeah.
Donna Reed as Mary Bailey in It's a Wonderful Life. Come on.
Mhm.
Fair enough. Yeah.
Debbie Reynolds as Beatrice Henderson in Mother with the Mel Brooks movie. The Albert Brooks movie. Phenomenal.
It's like Mel Brooks. What the
Yeah,
hell are
sorry.
you talking about?
Frances O'Connor as Monica Swinton in AI, Artificial Intelligence.
Okay.
Yeah. Like, that was like he was a adopted child and all that. Shirley MacLaine as Aurora Greenway in Terms of Endearment. Julianne Moore as Jules and Annette Bening as Nick in The Kids Are All Right. Like, so they that's a movie with what's his name that plays Hulk?
Ruffalo, Mark Ruffalo.
Yeah, Mark Ruffalo. Like he donates his genetics so that they can have some kids, and then all this different stuff that ensues. They do a really great job playing a mom. Mary Tyler Moore as Beth Jarrett in Ordinary People. She won an Oscar for that. One of my funny ones was Anthony Perkins as Norma Bates in Psycho, but that was in the
That was
trailer.
in the intro.
Yeah,
Joe
intro.
put it on We'll add her on the list.
I was waiting for something like I was like, all right. Teresa Gonzalez as Fancy Bates in The Toy. So like with Richard
the
Pryor.
toy, Richard Pryor movie.
Yeah.
Mhm.
No. Like she was like, come on, like, and then on top of it, like it was fitting because you had Richard Pryor as a toy, but she was also a toy, right? Emma Thompson as Eleanor in Brave. Come on, that's a great mom-daughter movie. Toni Collette as Lynn Sear in The Sixth Sense. So the mom of Haley.
Okay, yeah.
Oh, good call. Yeah.
Lanaine Kazan as Maria Portocalos in My Big Fat Wedding. She's the one that said the father may be the head of the family, but the mom is the neck that turns the head.
Right.
I don't like that passive. I don't really like that passive aggressive approach, but I thought she was a good mom in that. Emily Blunt as Evelyn Abbott in A Quiet Space.
Quiet Place.
Quiet Place. I mean, yeah, come on.
I wish I thought of that one.
I know. I was leaving it for some, like, I thought like some of these horror ones.
I thought about that one, but I didn't put it on the list because I had so many other things already. So, yeah.
Emily Blunt, or I'm sorry, I already said that one. Shelley Duvall as Wendy Torrance in The Shining. She saves her kids. Like, come on, that's amazing. Elizabeth Taylor as Martha in Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf. She's not a great mom, but she is a memorable, such a memorable character in that movie. And that's, if you haven't seen that movie, it is one of the greatest movie that's ever been made.
Like Sandra Bullock in what was it, Birdcage, Bird Box, whatever. The one where she's bringing the kids down the river. Yeah. She's not a great mom. I mean, she says all kinds of nasty things to those kids, but at the same time, she saves their lives. You know, and she's not really.
She doesn't even name them. They're boy and girl.
Yeah, boy and girl. Yeah, because she wasn't. She didn't expect them to survive. She didn't expect any of them to survive. So anyway, but she does save them. She does save them. So
I thought you were gonna bring her up in like The Blind Side, and I was like, oh no, don't you bring up? Oh, I hate that one. That's like such a like. Oh my god, I hate the whole concept of anyway. Madge Sinclair as Queen Enola in Coming to America. Yes. You know what? I was gonna put her down. I was gonna add her, but I was like, I'm at 40. I can't.
That's an excellent choice.
One of my favorites. This is one of the ones that I was really fighting for the last one, like debating, was Irma P. Hall as Mama Joe in Soul Food. Like she is the quintessential like grandmother mama figure. Like I loved her in that. Ruby Dee as Mama Lucas in American Gangster. Like the struggles of her trying to get her son to go on the right path and all that. I thought that she was phenomenal. And then Bonnie Hunt as Kate Baker in Cheaper by the Dozen. That is my list.
Okay. There was a couple others that crossed my mind while we were going through the lists, but now I can't remember any of them. Bonnie Bedelia as the mom in Die Hard movies.
Yeah,
she's good.
Yeah, she is. She's great.
I know I had more, but I already forgot them. Damn it! I should have just said them out loud.
Yeah.
Anyway,
sorry. I was just trying to go through that.
Go ahead, Joe.
Go for it, Joe.
Was from the Manchurian Candidate, Angela Lansbury. Yeah. And then
Queen of Hearts.
It was Margaret White from Carrie. I think Zope
definitely a memorable
earlier on.
Definitely not a good
in the chat.
Like
he forgot. I wanted to throw that out.
Eric popped that one up, and I was like, I was gonna add her, but there's like I was at first, I was like, man, this is gonna be a struggle because like remember, like there's not enough, like to me, I was like, there's not enough like good mom roles and mom characters in movies because it's such a male dominant movies oftentimes are such a male dominant perspective. But then once I got really going, I was like I said, I got up to 40.
Yeah.
Again, a lot of them were you guys had too. So like that was
No, and I think we could totally revisit this again and do TV moms because there's a lot of TV moms.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Tons.
I don't have to be a 2 or 3 hour stream. There's just so many. That's where I think moms really like shine.
Definitely, because they want to show you the nuclear family life, and so you see a lot of moms. Yeah.
Well, also in
like
sitcoms,
Wanda Maximoff.
Yeah. In a lot of sitcoms, which is where there's a lot of TV moms, the fathers are often portrayed as kind of bumbling buffoons. So the mom has to be the one that holds everything together. So
right?
It's just common,
Yeah.
That's what makes them funny, because the dad's a bumbling buffoon doing
Mhm.
stupid dad stuff. So anyway,
Okay. I think we're gonna wrap it up now. We're gonna go. Once again, we are From Here to Paternity. This is our podcast. We talk about all kinds of nonsense. Check it out
It's
if you're an adult.
Yep. We talk about the CN Tower.
Mhm.
We talk about
Yeah.
wrestling gators.
Yep.
That's true. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you learn a lot. You
Today's
learn a
the
lot.
day, Jimmy. Today's the day.
Today is the day. You've waited 30 years, and guess what, boy? Today is the day. It's coming.
So yeah,
true.
check that out on any your podcast of choice. It's on all of them. It's on Spotify. It's on Google. It's on Apple. Just
Pick one.
and also I just should also plug our stepsister podcast, the Streaming Heap.
Phenomenal.
Yes.
No, it is. It's really good.
Yeah, we just started reviewing Silo, which just started on Apple TV. It's really good. You should check it out. It's based on the book series that starts with Wool, where a bunch of people live in a silo. I haven't read the books, but the show so far is really good. Anyway, yeah, that's all I got. I do have a video dropping, I think, next week on Fire in the Sky. I have a special guest on it too. So.
I've seen that movie like a million times.
Yeah, me too.
They played it on HBO back in the day on repeat, I swear.
Yeah.
Yeah, because of that and The Cutting Edge, I know who DB Sweeney is. Anyway, yeah, that's it. Does anybody have any last words before we go?
No, we're going to be recording our next one. But check out our podcast. I like on Facebook, we do a lot of interplay between Thrash, between our podcasts, between Tug. And so like you can, if you're on Facebook, you can, like our show, and you'll be able to see a lot of the interplay and synergy between our different shows, the Streaming Heap and all that stuff, because and so that you can keep up with a lot of that we're posting. We just posted we're in our apocalyptic future,
Dystopia, which is very fitting for this channel. This YouTube
right,
channel.
right.
Yeah.
And so yeah, and so like we're in that stage, and like we have a lot of posts up there, and we try to post a lot of funny memes too. And then we're also
actually in our second year of broadcasting.
Yeah.
I can't believe it.
Yeah.
I know.
We've put it up with each other this long.
Somehow.
Somehow, I don't know.
And then also we're on Twitter too at Paternity.
That's mostly just Scott.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, so we try to keep it funny, and then we also try to post a lot of like interesting stuff. And so yeah, check us out.
Come get some.
All right.
Yep. All right. So peace out. Thank you everybody for joining us. Thank you, Baked Bean, Indy, Zuper, all of you.
Hasta luego.
See you next time.
It's been fun.
Bye.
Yeah, it was a great time.